a simple house, a group of relatives, and a single mattress that was supposed to bring comfort, not fear. It all began when the family decided to live together under one roof after years of distance and misunderstandings. They called it a fresh start, a way to heal old wounds, a way to rebuild trust. But sometimes what looks like a fresh start is just the beginning of something far more complicated. The house was old, but still beautiful in its own quiet way. Paint slightly faded, wooden floors that creaked with every step, and rooms that carried echoes of conversations long gone. Each family member brought their own belongings, their own memories, and their own silence. But one person in particular, she arrived with almost nothing. No luxury bags, no expensive furniture, just a few clothes and a fragile hope for peace. She was the youngest among them, often quiet, often overlooked, but she noticed everything. That was her strength, and eventually it became her curse. On the first night, the family tried to settle in. Laughter filled the dining room. Old stories were shared. Teacups clinked softly in the background. For a moment, everything felt normal, almost perfect. But perfection in families is always temporary. When it was time to sleep, arrangements were made quickly. Rooms were divided. Beds were assigned. And one mattress, old but clean-looking, was placed in the smallest room for her. It wasn't luxurious. It wasn't comfortable. But it was hers. And she didn't complain, because she had learned long ago that silence was safer than asking for more. That night, the house grew unusually quiet. Not peaceful quiet, but heavy quiet. The kind that makes you feel like the walls are listening. The kind that makes sleep feel like a distant idea. She lay down on the mattress, staring at the ceiling. The fan creaked slowly above her. Tick, tick, tick. Each sound felt louder than the last. At first, everything felt normal. But after a few minutes, something changed. The mattress felt uneven, not broken, not soft, not hard, just strange. Like something inside it didn't belong there. She shifted her body slightly. The sound it made wasn't what she expected. A faint rustle, like paper or something dry moving under layers. She stopped, listened. Nothing. Then again, a soft sound, barely noticeable, but real. She told herself it was nothing. Old mattresses make sounds. Old houses make sounds. Old everything makes sounds. And she closed her eyes. But sleep didn't come. Instead, her mind kept repeating one thought. Why does it feel like something is inside it? She turned once more, pressed her hand gently on the mattress. It gave a soft, uneven resistance. Not normal foam. Not normal cotton. Something different. Something layered. The next morning, she didn't mention it. Family breakfast was already loud and busy. Someone was arguing about kitchen space. Someone else was laughing too loudly. No one noticed her silence. No one noticed the way she kept looking back at the mattress. Days passed like that. Normal on the surface. Strange underneath. Every night, the mattress felt slightly different. Sometimes heavier. Sometimes lighter. Sometimes making soft, almost unnoticeable sounds. And every time she tried to ignore it, her instincts grew louder. One afternoon, while cleaning the room, she decided to lift the corner of the mattress slightly, just to check, just to confirm she was overthinking. But the moment she pulled it up, she felt something unusual, a stiffness, a hidden structure beneath the fabric, not the softness of normal filling, something layered, almost carefully packed. She froze, then slowly let it fall back. Her heart was beating faster now, but she said nothing, not yet. That night, everything changed. The house experienced a sudden power fluctuation. Lights flickered. Shadows danced across the walls. And for the first time, the mattress made a sound she couldn't ignore. A clear, distinct crackling noise. Like something inside had shifted. She sat up immediately, breathing uneven, listening carefully. The room felt colder than before. And then, a moment that changed everything. She pressed down on one side of the mattress again. This time, it didn't just feel uneven. It felt hollow in certain places, like something had been removed and replaced. Her mind raced. Questions she didn't want to think about started forming. Why would a mattress feel like this? Why would it sound like this? And why was no one else noticing anything? She decided something that night. She would not sleep until she understood what was inside it. Not fear, not hesitation, just certainty. And what she was about to discover in the coming days would turn a simple share house into something no one could ever forget. The decision she made that night changed everything inside her mind. She would not ignore it anymore. The mattress was no longer just a place to sleep. It had become a question she needed answered. The next morning, she waited until the house was busy again. Relatives moving around, dishes clinking, loud conversations filling every corner. That was the perfect moment, because in chaos, secrets feel safer. She entered her room quietly, closed the door behind her, and stared at the mattress for a long moment. It looked normal in daylight. Too normal. That made it worse. She pressed down again. Same uneven resistance. Same strange stiffness. But this time, she noticed something new. A faint line running across one side. Almost invisible. Like a seam that didn't belong there. Her heartbeat increased. She sat on the edge of the bed, running her fingers slowly along the fabric. It wasn't torn. It wasn't damaged. It was deliberately closed, like someone had sealed it carefully. She stepped back. Her mind started refusing simple explanations. Old filling? No. Cheap material? No. Something inside it was structured, intentional. That night, she could no longer stay silent. She decided to ask casually at dinner, but carefully, without sounding suspicious. "Who arranged the mattress in my room?" she asked softly. For a moment, no one answered. Then one relative shrugged. "It was already there when we moved things in storage." Another added, "Probably just an old spare." "Why?" She forced a small smile. No reason. Just curious. But inside, her fear deepened. If no one specifically placed it, then where did it come from? That night, sleep didn't come at all. She kept staring at the ceiling, replaying everything. The seam, the sound, the stiffness. It all felt connected now, like pieces of something she didn't want to complete. At around 3 a.m., she stood up again. The house was silent. Even the usual creaks would felt absent, too silent. She slowly pushed the mattress off the bed frame. It was heavier than expected, not dramatically, but enough to feel unnatural. She flipped it slightly and froze. There was again the seam, but closer now, clearer. Her fingers trembled as she traced it. It wasn't stitching from repair. It was factory-level sealing. Too precise, too intentional. She found a small gap near the edge, barely noticeable, but enough to insert her fingers. She hesitated, then slowly pushed in. A soft rustle came from inside. Not foam, not cotton. Something layered shifted. Her breath stopped for a second. She pulled her hand back immediately, staring at the mattress like it was alive. No, not alive, just hiding something structured within. And then she heard footsteps outside the room. She quickly fixed everything back in place, lay down, pretended to sleep, but her mind was now fully awake. Something inside that mattress had been intentionally constructed, and someone knew about it. The next morning, she wasn't the same. She watched everyone carefully. Every word, every movement, every reaction. Small things started feeling suspicious. Why did one relative avoid her room? Why did another quickly change the topic when mattresses were mentioned? Why did no one seem curious about it all? She started feeling something heavier than fear, doubt about the people around her. That evening, she decided to confront her cousin again, but gently, carefully chosen words. "I think that mattress is old, maybe damaged inside." Her cousin laughed, then threw it away. Why overthink it? But his reaction was too fast, too casual, too rehearsed. That answer didn't calm her. It made her more alert, because people hide things most when they want you to stop asking. That night, she made a decision. She would open it, not tomorrow, not later. Now, the house was asleep. Darkness covered every corner. Only a faint streetlight came through the window. She brought a small cutter blade, hands shaking slightly. Not from fear anymore, from certainty. She placed a mattress in the center of the room, stared at it. It stared back in silence. Then she made the first cut, a slow slice along the seam. The fabric resisted slightly, like it wasn't meant to open easily. Another cut, then another. A faint sound came from inside again, this time louder, like layers shifting under pressure. She stopped for a second, her heart pounding, then continued, and finally, the outer layer began to open. What she saw next made her step back immediately. Not what she expected, not hidden objects, not valuables, something far more unusual. Inside the mattress was a perfectly structured layered system of material sheets, but each layer had markings, symbols, numbers, repeated patterns, almost like coded organization. And in the center layer, a sealed packet-like section, different from everything else, protected, intentional. Her hands froze, because this wasn't random. This wasn't old furniture. This was something designed, something planned. And just as she reached toward it, she heard the door behind her slowly open.